Asagao Academy. Normal boots.
Oh, it's Hana! She does an intro. Oh, so cute. I need to know, do I die in this episode, in this game, in whatever, I don't know. The next day, John was back in class. I didn't feel confident enough to go up and talk to him, but it was just as well. Even sitting in class, he evaded my gaze. It was as if I had physically wounded him by suggesting to replace Jacques. The very possibility, a poison to his soul. PBG and Shane tried to joke around with him like normal, but it wasn't working. The class, having lost their primary jokester and mood maker, was suddenly dreary and hard. Oh, that's how I feel right now. I need coffee. Even people who didn't usually interact with John on a daily basis felt it. The guy said that one of us is going to open the cube and that person will get a great... What are you talking about? I don't want to keep trying. It says bow. As the days passed, the mood got worse. But at least John was around. Even if we weren't talking, that put my mind at ease. Oh no. Is this where it ends? The third day after John came back to class, we were all gathered in the cafeteria for lunch. For the first time, John wasn't avoiding my gaze, and everybody was unusually cheery. Then Shane said something he never should have said. John. Oh! John. Jacques hasn't been around for a while. What's up with that? My fork dropped onto my tray. Well, I mean, you know, sometimes birds need to migrate for a while. Jacques does, you know, vacation. Migration. You mean what birds do for winter? It's spring now. Heck, it's almost summer. Shut up, Shane! Jacques' species doesn't even do that kind of thing. Besides, John scoffed. Well, thank you so much for telling me what I already know about my own bird. I'm saying that Jacques wanted to take a bit of a break, okay? Don't go questioning me just because you're such an elitist, British know-it-all. That's not what I was doing. It didn't make any sense. So you thought I was lying? He stood abruptly. PBG put a hand on his shoulder. Dude, calm down. It's just a question. I know it's not how he talks, though. And Jacques has been gone for a while. Even I was worried about the little guy. I can't believe this. John gathered his tray and stormed out of the room. I watched him go with worry in my heart. But he wouldn't want me to go check on him, would he? Not after he was so angry at me for so long. He wouldn't want comfort. Oh, he would want comfort, but not from me. I glanced at PBG. Maybe this is where our story begins. Ooh. He was staring at John's empty seat, a look of complete confusion on his face. Aren't you going to talk to him? PBG shrugged, grabbing a peanut and popping it open. When John gets like that, I usually just leave him alone. He'll cool off. I stared at my food, no longer hungry. Apparently the mood for the rest of the guys was the same as conversation came to a fairly complete stop. Nobody liked fighting, but nobody seemed to think going after him was a good idea. We finished eating in silence. When we got back to class, John was nowhere to be seen. Shane stared guiltily at John's seat. I shook my head at him. We just had to let John be. When I got to the dorm that evening, exhausted after the tension of the day and having to explain to PBG and Shane why John hadn't come to class, all I wanted to do was sit and practice my game. But of course, things were never that easy. You lose. Aw, thanks for playing. Did you lose again? Yeah, I moved to this new level of difficulty. Now it's you know, I mean, it's way harder. Really? Let me see. Mai climbed into my bed and sat against the back wall, positioned just right so she could see over my shoulder. Okay, go. I stared at her, not really willing to start playing again. I got the feeling that Mai watching me wasn't going to help me get any better. Well, go. With a sigh, I restarted this game. The loading screen cleared and I searched for my first few combos as the game's clock counted down 3, 2, 1, go. I just want to know what happens to John. I started off with a section of pink blocks to the left. No, there, the blue one. What? The blue one, they're on the other side. Not entirely sure what she was talking about, I switched to a set of blocks on the other side. Not that one. Oh, it's a combo anyways. I don't know. Look at you go. I gritted my teeth and looked for more combos, trying desperately hard to concentrate. Suddenly, my fingers slipped off my phone and mine was bouncing up and down on my mattress, making it difficult for me to keep things steady. Do you mind? Oh, sorry, I'm so proud of you, Hana. Look at you, kicking butt. I frowned. Where was the combo I was going for? I swore I just had it, but by the time I found it again, my opponent found theirs. I heard of blocks were dropped by their monsters into my field and I lost the game. It was the fastest game I lost yet. And it's just gonna be like, ah, you stupid bitch. Wow, that's rough. Wanna go again? I think I noticed some flaws in your technique. No, I think that's enough for tonight. I have some homework to do. Aw, if you say so. I set my phone aside, making a mental note to set it aside time for practice when I was at volleyball. I scooted over to the edge of my bed, patting me on the back of the blah, 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 blah. I really am so proud of you. You know you're gonna make I know you're gonna make history, and I can't wait for it. I smiled in spite of my annoyance. Yeah. I hope so. Thanks, Mai. No problem. Thanks for even trying. Thanks for even. Yeah. Thanks to you, I'm finally close to my beloved Jared. Yeah. Well, why don't you do your homework? Man, I should have gone for Jared. I wonder what that would have done. Ooh. Fine, if I have to. I'm glad you're feeling better now too, Hana. Did you say something? Nope, not at all. The next day, John stayed for the entire class period. He still looked worse for wear, a good deal paler and less cheerful than he was before everything went down, but at least he was here. Shane tapped him on the shoulder at the beginning of class, making some kind of hand motions. Some hand motions I didn't get. It looked like he was trying to throw a baseball. John motioned back, a slight smile on his face, and Shane finally relaxed, a smile breaking through his usually cold demeanor. I tried to hide my smile, but I couldn't. What a creep. Miss Shizuka kept glancing at me like I was secretly making fun of her or something. Here it is, my girl. And oh my gosh. And that's why oh wow, how does she talk? And that's why the international governmental bodies agreed to set aside a decent sum of money in case of alien attack. The combinations of the XCOM plans and the Kobayashi Maru prove that humans. I was so happy to see him finally recovering that I could barely contain myself, and as soon as the class ended, I don't know, John, hi! Before he even had a chance to speak, my request burst forth. Do you mind coming on a walk with me? I feel like I haven't gotten to talk to you for a while, and I kind of miss it. Despite the suddenness of my request, John smiled. Of course I will. I've been meaning to talk to you about something anyways. Wait a minute! I thought this is where it ends, but it seems like we're okay. Maybe. I don't even know if you actually can, like, make a bad choice and end the game. Like, I wonder if, I don't know how many paths they have. As we gathered our things and left the class together, it was impossible not to notice Mai and Shane's leering faces. Look at Mai, she's so cheeky. I stuck a tongue out at them both, then skipped with John. Whoa, she's got so much attitude now. John and I headed out to campus, where we picked a direction and took off. Kiss me, John. It was different walking around the academy with John, not worrying about getting to class on time or having a particular goal in mind. The buildings that usually look so oppressive in their scale and ornateness, especially compared to my old concrete building of a high school, now seem like gleaming soldiers protecting us on our way. Suddenly the academy was beautiful and vast. Despite a relatively small number of students and the handful of buildings that made up the campus, Asagao owned the land around for miles. Oh, I don't care, blah, 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 blah. It was kind of like paradise. Well, ooh. John and I walked through one of the fields together, smiling as the wind tousled our hair. I really love it here. Yeah, it's not bad. The smile slid off my face. Is he gonna kill me here? John seemed preoccupied, and a cloak of disappointment fell around me. The beauty had cast a spell on me. For some reason, I expected John to be acting the way he did when I first met him, when we first took that walk across the Asagao fields together. Of course, he wouldn't just magically be better. I, of all people, should know that. I wish there was something I could do to help you. You and Jacques were such good friends. You were there for each other when it mattered the most. Anybody with eyes could tell how much love and friendship you had for each other, even though one of you wasn't technically alive. Oh, she just does not. Honestly, I kind of envied it. I wish that I could be as close to someone as you were to Jacques. Really? You want that close with mine? Oh, shut up. Mine I ain't close, but well, I was kind of hoping... I can't even... Oh my gosh! I was kind of hoping we could be that close. Look at that! That face is... Oh my god. I can't even explain. I said it. I put my hands over my burning cheeks. John laughed. Well, I'm touched. Frankly! No, but really, if you and I could keep spending time together and I could maybe make handling your loss a little easier, that would make me so happy. That's super cheesy. You're all cheese, aren't you? No. Coming from anybody else, I'm not sure I would believe in, but from you, Hana. John slipped his hand into mine. It's happening so fast. All these moments brought me to this. Keep looking at this, sorry. I believe you. John held my hand. Oh my gosh! I can't believe it! I'm so excited. I never thought this would happen. It feels like it's actually happening to me! John held my hand for the rest of the walk right up until we went our separate ways. In front of Primrose's house. I don't know.